They say that grief takes many forms. On some days, it's quiet, a whisper behind your eyes. On others, it's a presence so heavy it feels alive, pressing down in ways words cannot explain. And on a small, forgotten island in Japan, grief has taken on a form so tangible, so strange, that visitors leave unsettled, unsure where reality ends and imagination begins. It's called Okiku Island, or at least, that's what the locals still call it. And it's famous not for its beaches or its forests, but for the dolls. Hundreds, maybe thousands, standing silently on shelves, in chairs, even leaning against the walls of empty homes. Their faces are painted with meticulous care, their eyes glassy, lifelike, fixed on some distant, invisible point. But these are not toys. They are, the islanders say, the souls of the dead. The story begins with one woman, a solitary artist, living alone in a house at the edge of the island. Her life has been marked by loss. Family, neighbors, friends, people who once filled the streets and now only fill memory. And so, she began making dolls. First, a few, for herself, small gestures of remembrance. But as the years passed, her work became more elaborate, more precise, more alive. Each doll dressed in the clothing of the departed, each face modeled from photographs or memories whispered in the wind. Visitors speak of entering her home and feeling the gaze of hundreds of eyes, watching, waiting. Psychologists who have studied her work suggest it's a ritual of coping, a way to confront loss without letting go entirely. It's a physical manifestation of memory, one expert told me. In a way, it's grief made permanent. But standing there, surrounded by dolls, even the most rational mind begins to wonder, are they just dolls? Or is there something more? Something in the way they tilt their heads, or the way it feels like they're listening. Local legend has grown around the island. Stories of dolls moving slightly when no one is watching. Whispers in empty rooms, the faint scent of perfume that doesn't exist anymore. Tourists come seeking curiosity, and some leave with unease pressing at their chest, a quiet sense that time has shifted, that the line between life and death has blurred. The artist herself speaks rarely of what she does. In interviews, she says simply that they talk back, not in words, not in voices we can hear, but in their presence, in the way they inhabit space once lived by someone else. It is, she says, a conversation between memory and reality, a way to keep the dead near without pretending they are alive. There is a tension here, one that threads through the narrow streets and the quiet, abandoned schoolhouses. A tension between mourning and obsession, between devotion and isolation. And yet, for the woman who makes them, for the visitors who come seeking something uncanny, there is a strange comfort here, a fragile human attempt to hold on, to defy the finality of death. As you leave the island, the dolls seem to linger in your mind, faces half remembered, eyes glinting in shadow. You wonder, not for the first time, about the nature of memory, about the ways grief can shape reality. You wonder what it would be like to have the ones you've lost stand before you, silent but watchful, waiting for a moment you will never share again. And in that quiet, lingering thought, you realize that grief is not just sorrow. It is presence. It is memory made flesh. It is the undeniable reminder that even in the emptiness left behind, we are never truly alone.